Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to today's pre-market analysis. So, we are running a bit late now, so I had some technical glitch. So, we'll start right off with Nifty. So, yesterday, it was pretty like we'll have a quick look at what exactly we got yesterday. So, with respect to the opening and closing in 23, if you see that the first 15 minute was kind of it opened nearly to our resistance one, and it came back to our this pivot line level if you see. So sport wise, if you see on a future basis, so Nifty futures basis, if you see, it is a gain. We had a target one, resistance one hit over the day, but if you see on the option buying basis, the premium DK was pretty high over there as towards the expiry as well. The points gained were pretty low, less yesterday compared to the other days. Not a day before yesterday, other days compared to the other days, it was pretty less. You can see that the movement was pretty consolidated over here. So anyway, on the futures perspective, if we see, we had hit our target on sport wise. If we see, we got our first target, which was resistance one from our pivot line level. So it gave a proper uh, touch a proper entry over here, and if you see that it is properly a bullish engulfing candle. If you can see, I hope everyone knows what is bullish engulfing candle. So anyway, the first two red candles were appeared on the 15 minute. If you see, 15 minute is properly a bullish engulfing candle over here. So let's move on to today's level. Today is expiry as well. Tomorrow there will be a holiday, market holiday on Christmas Day. So with respect to today's level, if you see, the pivot line lies at 176. It was 130 yesterday. So today the pivot line of Nifty lies at PP at 26 176. It is 180. We will mark 180. So, and with respect to that, support 1 lies at 26 190. 26 190. So we will mark it as 120. And support 2 is at 26,060. 26,060 will be the support. Less comparatively, the ranges are pretty close. So support 3 is at 26,000. So the psychological level we will mark. And with respect to the resistance is 26,230. The first resistance. And resistance 2 is at 26,290. And with respect to the resistance 3, it is at 26,350. 26,350. These are the three levels with respect to Nifty, and we have the pre-market opening over here. It is below yesterday's closing. So a little bit a flat opening to be precise. So these are the levels with respect to Nifty, and we will come back to Nifty but later after setting up Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty also, here you can see the openings are pretty flat today. So I'll just have a quick look at what exactly. So it was pretty flat yesterday on Bank Nifty side. If you see that the opening from the start itself, it was pretty range bounded. So if you see that it closely had a market inside in this particular range. If you see properly inside only this range, it was a proper range bound market yesterday. So anyway, we will mark today's level. So with respect to Bank Nifty, 59,300. Pivot line is at 59,300. And with respect to the support, if we see, support 1 lies at 59,210. 200. 59,210. and support 2 lies at 59,120. 20 and support 3 lies at 59,20. This is the three supports with respect to Bank Nifty, and with respect to the resistance 159,300 400, almost 396 it is for 400. So resistance 2 is at 59,500, 59,500. So and resistance 3 at 59,580. So these are the three levels with respect to our Bank Nifty. We will quickly mark these levels. So 59,300. 59,300 will be the pivot line level, and the resistance 1 at 59,400. So almost similar. And resistance support 1 is at 210. 59,210. So these are the levels with respect to Bank Nifty, and the opening is above our pivot line, but we will wait for this first initial minutes because it is monthly expiry also today happening, as it is already tomorrow. So we'll wait for this this thing to happen, and we'll quickly move on to Sensex now. So Sensex also similar sentiments yesterday. It was pretty consolidated if you see. So with respect to today's level on Sensex, 85,520 will be the pivot line for the day. 85,520 will be the pivot line. And with respect to the support part, 85,350. 85,350 will be the first support, and second support will be at 85,160. 160, and support 3 will be at 84,980. On with respect to the resistance, if you see 85,700 will be the first resistance, 85,700, and resistance 2 will be at 85,880. 890 we can mark, it is a 860, 86. So 85,890 will be marking, and resistance 3 will be at 86,070. So these are the three levels with respect to Sensex. We will quickly mark the resistance 1, 785. 700 will be the first resistance, and pivot line 85,520. 85,520, and support 1 at 85,350. So these are the levels with respect to Sensex. We will go back to Nifty. We'll mark the levels quickly. 26,180 will be the pivot line. 26,180, and the resistance one is at 26,230. Almost similar, but the 10-point gap is over there. So with respect to the support 3, if you see 26,000, 26,000 will be the support 3, and on the bullish side, R to 290 and 350 will be the level. 26,290 and 26,350. And on the consolidation side, support 1 and resistance 1 will be in the zones. So 26,120 and 230. 26,120 and 26,230. Bearish side, it will be below support 1, 120 to 2660. 26,120 to 2660. So these will be the levels with respect to Nifty today. So we'll wait for that initial opening, and here you can see that it is properly opening below our pivot line. So we'll wait for that. So if it is on a bearish, so it market opened actually. So we'll wait for the first initial minutes. We'll see what exactly is happening with the C. Are declining for this from the start. We'll wait for the. Ajit ji, good morning. Yesterday made huge loss, stop loss got hit. Uh, just 3 points below and went up. मतलब आप कौन सा स्ट्राइक लिया था? मतलब कल एक्सपायरी भी था. Which strike you got bought, bro? So call NTI is kind of positive, 1 point, almost 1.3 percentage. Finance, Hindalco, Axis Bank, and everything. We'll have a quick look at heat map as well. It is pretty reddish on the IT side if you see, and in Bank Nifty also is similar trend like yesterday. So we will wait for that first initial time period. We will wait for that. So almost everything is on reddish. So as long as it is trading below, we can go for a put side entries. But as it is expiry, we should definitely wait for the first initial time. We'll wait for that. So if it is consolidating like yesterday, then there is no point in taking entry in option buying. To be frank, premium will be obviously getting decayed. Premium decay will be very high, to be precise. So if it is consolidating move, it is not moving around. So you'll mark the first initial 15 minute. But if you see over here, it is pretty high. The levels are, see, almost 70 points range it is there. 26,200 कॉल निफ्टी कर लिया आपने. तो इसी like it the pivot line was over here, but if you see Ajit ji, so it was pretty consolidated. I don't know how your target missed by 3 percentage. So with respect to the market, if we see that it was pretty consolidated. It was very premium was also decaying very much yesterday, and expiry was also there. So So and for so as the India VIX is also pretty low. It is below 10 now. So it is always better we trade with proper caution, matlab, because it is always premium decay will be happening every time. So whatever trades we are taking, even if we get good point movement in sport, also the premium might not be moving because of the bigs as well. So I hope you only traded with one or two lots yesterday. Expiry was also there, 26,200. So almost at this level. So the opening, I think you might have taken entry over this reverse. Change it to 5 minutes and wait. So we start. We will wait for a bounce back from here to for a bullish side trade until and unless we have a proper bounce from this level. If it is a breakdown up below this level, we will go for the put side. So anyway, right now the 5 minute closing is above pivot line. Check the lines once. Time basis, if you see Reliance have a pretty cup and shade uh, pattern, cup and handle. See on FIA data what exactly they were planning yesterday. Yeah, similar trend only. DIA continuing the buying. FIA options. It is net bearish as well. So we'll wait. If we get a breakout or a rejection from this level, we can plan and trade accordingly as well. We will have a look at India VIX also. It is still on that 9 below 10 only. I don't find any opportunity when VIX is kind of pretty low like this, and that too on expiry days. The DK will be extreme. Premium DK will be extreme. So it's always better to wait for a good opportunity. And even if we get a good opportunity, also if are not moving pretty much, then it is not point of taking that risk. It won't be satisfying our risk reward ratio. So it's better to avoid on such days. So 26,100 call and 26,200 put option. Okay. Put option pay up. You got profit yesterday. I don't know on which part. So I don't know your entry time and all, but as far as I saw, it was pretty premium DK. So Can you precisely tell how much points was your profit and all? So yesterday it was kind of consolidated. It was a proper narrow range bound market, is to be frank. So from if you took a rejection from this point, then we could have got nearly 30, 50 point almost on the spot. I don't know where exactly was your entry. Either similar to this, we can take an entry from this particular point. We can take a rejection from this point, or else we can wait for a bounce back to happen over our pivot line. So let's wait either a bounce back from here, or we can plan a trade from this particular edge to onto the downside. So either if it is so, why I am telling you is that yesterday also it was pretty range bound market. So if we get any of this level without a proper breakout or a proper volume support, then definitely we can plan a trade within this range. So that's what the plan is. If we get a retest over this line, then definitely we can plan, or a rejection from this zone. So even if it gives a breakout from this particular zone, we can only validate it with a proper volume. So as it is expiry, there are chances that it get a breakout over here. And so if it is me, if I get a breakout over here, then definitely I will wait for a retest to happen over here. Then only I will plan my trade in this way. So as it is expiry, this is my setup for the day. Matlab, if I get a breakout over here, then I won't be taking an entry all in a sudden, but I will wait for this retest to happen to make it more accurate. So then if this retest is happening and a bounce back, then definitely I'll go for an entry over here. Until and unless if I am not getting a retest, I'll definitely take an entry to the put side of from this particular level as a rejection. So if we see that from the past 2 days, it is pretty range bound, so I can plan a trade with respect to this. So the first 15 minutes, the range is pretty high. If you see that it is almost 80 point plus 76 almost. The first 15-minute range. Just the plot twist, it changed all in a sudden, like advance now it is 37 and decline. So here is still, and it is it almost covered 3 percentage now, call India. So when we looked at first, it was 1.3 percentage, and Sriram Finance, Geofin, Trend, Bajaj Finance. But if you see on the heat map, it is, we'll refresh it. Yeah, yeah, we are getting a good come back, but still IT sector is still dragging Nifty, and if you see on Reliance side also, it is pretty lagging, dragging the market. Anyway, we'll wait for a proper touch either of the line, either a rejection, or we'll wait for a breakout to happen. So if it is a breakout, like I said, I will only take an entry if I get a retest over here. TPC Adani. Adani is kind of, we'll have a quick look at Adani because Adani ports always, Adani ports. So Tani stocks have a beta value above 1. It always moves ahead of market. We have a rising channel over here if you see properly on Adani. To our watch list as well. If we get a proper breakout from this rising channel or a breakdown, we will definitely use that opportunity. So Adani is something which I find like it is always ahead of market. It have a beta value above one. So exactly, it was always ahead of market. So it is a 1 day time frame. If you see, there are many pattern forming over here. If you see double bottom pattern on a downtrend, if you see on Adani. So here as well, if you see on a downtrend, this is downtrend and properly it is making a W pattern, double bottom pattern over here. So initial time periods. So anyway, it is on a rising channel over here. If we get a proper break down from here, so it should be a continuation pattern as it is rising channel. So if we are getting a proper breakout from this particular level, this dynamic resistance, then definitely we can plan a long-term basis or a swing trade. We can plan at least a swing trade because we are having this on a 1 day time frame. So we'll go back to Nifty once again. So we are almost touching our resistance one, so which is at 26,230. So if we get a rejection from this, then we can plan a trade up to our this pivot line level. If we get a breakout, if it is me, I will definitely wait for a retest to happen over this level. Then I will plan the trade. Bank Nifty, we'll have a look at Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty almost crossed above the resistance one. So the 5 minute closing also 15-minute closing happened above this level. So above this level, then definitely if we get a bounce from here, we can plan a trade entry from over this particular level. So I guess it will be bullish today. We'll have a quick look at again over this again 3614 on Nifty 50 side if you see. Nifty Bank if you see. So 12, almost 12, everything is on positive side if you see. We're having a good volume as well on this candle. So if it is closing above, so the 15-minute candle almost closed above this level. We can mark the range. Oh, we have good positive run on Bank Nifty. So HDFC also turned a little bit greenish. Almost everything is on green. That is properly reflected over here. The I have marked the 15-minute range. So if we're getting an entry over here, then definitely we can plan on a pull side entry. We'll have a look at Nifty. So we got the touch at this particular resistance for Nifty. So now you will wait for a breakout or a reversal from this level. Success, you know that the chart is pretty lagging in trading view. So you guys are almost attached over this level at the resistance, first resistance. So not giving a proper breakout from this level, we will wait for that to happen either on the break. So if it is rejecting, we can plan a trade to the downside level. Tested at 26,300 level. If you see, almost 26,229.55 is the high. It is almost touching our resistance one, and the second 5-minute candle, if you see, it is a reddish candle. We'll wait for this to close above this level for planning a rejection or either bullish side trade. Rejected from that level, we will wait for this candle to close below this to plan a trade to downside, or we will wait for this breakout to happen and a proper retest on this resistance level. It is advanced only, but we have to wait for that confirmation. So if it is a breakout from this level, then wait for that bounce back to happen on this. And if it is a rejection from this level, we can directly take a rejection trade onto this particular level as a first target. So on bullish side, this is my view. Only I'll take an entry on a retest because fake breakouts can happen and it is monthly expiry also. But if we see on the heat map side, it is pretty good. Unless our IT segment, all other. So Bank Nifty, if we see this NSE, see on Nifty 50, almost 36 are advancing. But we will see which major things are. Reliance is lagging. HCL Tech, Data Consumers, Infosys, IT sectors, almost everything is lagging. But if HDFC and other thing, if Reliance also turns positive, then we can go for on the bullish side. See, until and unless, but I don't want to take an entry which keep us trapped in throughout the day. If it is consolidating like this yesterday, then definitely it's gonna be taking our time and we'll get trapped on the entry. So it is rejecting now from that level. So anyway, guys, I will wind up for today. So if it is a breakout, then keep this in mind that I will only take an entry on a retest at this particular point. So if it is a rejection, which is already, if it is already happening, that rejection is already happening, but we cannot validate it. So if either you can go for entry like this, or you can directly take an entry over this particular point over here, to keeping first target to this pivot line level. So you'll have a quick look at Bank Nifty as well, and we'll wind up the session. So Bank Nifty is almost testing the just reversing back to this particular. So this is to gave a breakdown below the first 15-minute range. Just kind of reversing over here. This is our first resistance line. It almost came above, closed above 15-minute. If you see properly, closed above the level. Now it is coming below. $50-minute, if you see proper touch and reversal is happening. So I'll wind up for the day, guys. I wish everyone a good day, and I wish an advance happy Christmas to everyone. And thank you. Okay, 10 points. Okay, so that's good. You it's at least got 10 points yesterday because it was pretty consolidated and premium decay was also high. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you everyone.